It's game time. We here. Welcome back, guys. We on YouTube chat. Y'all can say what up. Everybody say what up. We recording right now for YouTube. It is game time. We putting this on YouTube, guys. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all ready? This is another tournament, right? Charlotte Norm. Okay, I just came back, guys. I got 6.5 out of 9. A crazy performance. I gained so much rating. I'm up to 2329, the highest I have ever been. USCF 2329. I mean, USCF, not that it doesn't matter as much, but it is nice to have, obviously, your USCF rating, 2329. My FIDE should jump up from 2198 to 2254. It's going to be very nice there. So I'm gaining rating everywhere there. Nasty performance there. For me, 6.5 out of 9. I was half a point away from a norm. Half a point. All I needed was a draw, right? But of course, it hurts, right? It hurts. And there's this thing about the pain and pleasure theory, right? Where you can Google this thing about that. But things happen when, like, that's a painful thing. It's painful to be half a point away. Painful, very painful, right? To be half a point away from an international master norm. All that work, right? But in fact, you actually use this as a learning opportunity. What can you do to be better? And use that to actually push you into the next level, right? I'm 10xing my work now. I'm 10xing the work because I will never allow the pain, right? The pain of how this feels to be that close. You never want to feel that again, right? And of course, you can relate this in other areas of life, the pain, but obviously, right, the pain will make you do things so that you don't actually ever put yourself in them type of situations again. So I know I've actually, made my adjustments and etc. to do what I got to do to do some crazy numbers for the next one, big fella. So this is actually round 1. All right, in this game I played Pain is Weakness, Sleep in the Body. Exactly. What's up, Evan Walker? We're playing Ru Yang Yan. She's like 15. She's super strong. Like 2284 FIDE. I think she was 23 something USCF, but she's 15. Okay, 15 FM, super strong, right? Super strong. I would have gotten a norm. Yeah, 7 points was a norm. And I think in other areas too, it depends on where you are. Certain tournaments, 6.5 would be a norm. So I actually did get a norm. I got a norm performance, but for the rating for the tournament and etc. The rate and like the averages, you needed 7, right? But 6.5 is a very, very, very nice, respectable score. And this is the first time I've ever done. That was the best tournament I've ever had, right? After beating a grandmaster in my first ever, right? First GM in January. So it's just only getting better, right? We learn something and we get better. So I can't wait for the next one, obviously. But this is the first round. Is Ru Yang? Yeah, she's 15. She's super strong, right? I get white. So I go E4. She goes C5, right? And then pain is a great motivator. Exactly. It's hustle time now. That's probably the biggest like theme actually of that P more is exactly that. Like of the tournament is pain is a great motivator. Hustle time is now. Hustle time is now. When's the next tournament planned for? I mean, hustle time is already now, but it's 10xing. It's 10xing the hustle. When is the next tourney planned for? April, actually. But April is expensive, so you guys can't help. You know, you can always help out because I think the let me repeat. I think the entry is 850, but then the hotel like 1100. Yeah, so it's just put 2 bros there. One more for the people in the back that didn't hear that. So. It is a lot, but yeah, we trying to get there. Watch all the games live, and it was really impressed. Thanks, bro. Absolutely, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. That's why we put the little things up, donations. I appreciate it, all that. So look, but E4 C5, right? So I go E4 C5, and then after C5, I go knight F3. So I'm going open Sicilian, right? I just went open Sicilian here. I wanted to see what she was going to do. She played D6, and my prep, obviously, I'm a very, very, very good prepper. Obviously, I mean, I've worked a lot on preparation. I get better with preparation, and my coach helps me with preparation. So here, as I'm working and I looking at prep, I prepped so long, and every line that she could possibly play in her Sicilians based off of what I found online. And honestly, I mean, it's really good when they play like right into it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's great when they play kind of right into your stuff. So let me show you how far I was up to theory. 1100. Is it 4 seasons? No, it's just New York, bro. Like it's New York. What you mean? All planned exactly. So it's New York. So D4 takes knight F6, knight C3, A6. Okay. So A6, you playing Najdorf. I'm a Najdorf fan myself. Bishop G5, and we live. She go knight B to D7, which is a sideline. Because usually you'll play e6 and you'll go into these lines, which is different. You can also play h6, but she goes into knight b to d7, which is considered a sideline. e6 can still be played. Okay, I go bishop c4, which I'm a big fan of development. And I taught this to a student actually earlier today, but I teach this a lot about, in attacking chess, you need to develop your pieces. You need to develop your pieces very quickly. If you're an attacking player, get the pieces out, bro. Like, what are you doing? So I got my pieces out. Just bishop c4, kind of like a Sozin with bishop g5 for people that know their lines. The Sozin variation of the Najdorf with the bishop on c4 without the bishop on g5. Usually that can even come after an e6, and then you go bishop g5, which kind of transposes into these, and you have some early b5s and stuff that happens as well in these Najdorf lines. But this is sort of a Sozin variation with a bishop on g5-ish, right? Because of the sideline she chose here in this knight d7 line. Right, sup, man, fam, what's good? What up? What's going on? This is a dragon. Do we get a dragon door? In fact, no, g6 would be a 100% Garbo move. So let's get back to it, big fella. Okay, so after queen to b6, queen b6 is what I found in the database. This is what she played all the time, and no different. She plays it right here. She plays queen b6. Okay, after queen b6, guys, I go bishop b3. I back up. We still in theory, by the way. I'm not out of book at all. e6, right? And then I take on f6. Now, let me actually ask you, chat. Why do we take on f6? We could just move. We could do something else. But why would we take this knight on f6? Unprovoked, by the way. Why would we take this knight on f6? K-Pro says for fun. Okay. That's a good answer there, big fella. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. Large for S. Okay, pawn. You said, are we taking a pawn or what? B pawn tactically vulnerable. The B pawn tactically vulnerable. So you're saying we're taking this knight because the B pawn is practically vulnerable? NJ? Open up the bishop check. Bishop for bishop. Bishop takes knight. Why are we taking this knight? They sort of follow V8 veggie to not allow the bishop to get pushed back with tempo. Okay, you're talking about like this, G5 in. Right. Okay, interesting. Open up with bishop check. You're talking about over here, over there, stuff like that. Okay, this is very good. Very good. So here's a deeper understanding of this is in the Najdorf, these knights, these knights actually, like, they get hectic. And in fact, we can't capture with the pawn takes here. And this knight can go to c5. In fact, in many cases, this knight will go to c5. So you're using both of the knights, right? These knights, right? You're using both of the knights, right? So we're going to use both of these knights right here, right? And the knight goes to c5. You use this one. The bishop goes to e7. Like, it's fine for black. So what we do here after bishop takes f6, we deal with this and we force them to either go this way or you have to damage the structure, which in a lot of cases we can go queen h5. Obviously not right now. The knight is hanging. But some cases you're going to be able to sack here. There's problems, right? And this structure, I mean, where are you really going to put your king at, right? This is still going to be weak. My plan is maybe queen d2 or even queen d3. In fact, a lot of times you go queen d3, you castle queen side. They're going to go queen side because you're not about to castle over here. Are you serious, my guy? Bruh. You're not about to castle over here. So you're going to go this way, right? And then my queen swings to h3 to eyeball your king over here with the rook defending the knight. I go f4 and f5. I try to hit this, and the bishop hits f7 at the same time. I did go to the School of Hikaru. I draw these arrows just like big fella. Shout out to him. But this is what would happen if you take with the pawn on f6. So she takes with the knight, which is very logical. Keep the structure intact. I can go bishop d7 and try to castle, etc. Right. I go queen d2 because I'm still following the plan. Get castle. I'm an attacker. I like to attack. So I'm going to get my pieces out very quickly. She goes queen back to c7 because he's trying to play some b5, which I'm assuming, right? That's what I'm assuming here. I castle queen side and she develops bishop e7. Okay, chat, we developed, right? We're still developing. Things are looking good here. It's white to move. What are we doing? What is a move now, right? I mean, you still have stuff to do. We have work to do, right? It's nothing aggressive. There's nothing going on. Wicked Pupil says G4. Wicked Pupil says, let's go, big fella. Got some work to do. Got some work to do. That's right, Shamballin. Yeah, you saw the video. Rook H to E1 with ideas of E5. Okay, that's very nice, Mr. AO. H3 to prevent knight G4. Very nice. Very nice, chat. Rook H to E1. So, in fact, move number 1 on the engine is actually G4. That's nice. Rook H to E1 is number 2, and number 3 is A3. Which is, I mean, like, nobody's playing A3. Like, come on now. Get out of here. Right, centralize the rook looks very good. What I chose here is what I remember from my studies, which is F4. So I go F4. Actually, sorry. Wait, castling, bishop e7. Okay, f4, yeah. I go f4 here, which is still, I'm going to play e5. I might play f5. I haven't told my cards yet. I might even want this rook up here. Like, I don't know yet. So I just put the pawn on f4 just to see what she does. All right, just to see where she's going to put anything. f4, and then she goes b5, which obviously b4 is going to be annoying. e4 is kind of hit. I'm like, you know what? Let's just play a3. Get rid of all of that. So b5, a3. I go a3. She goes h6. I'm like, oh, h6. Okay. I'm not sure what this is actually doing here, right? But, you know, I go king b1. Maybe she's trying to stop at g5. Then she goes bishop d7. So we got a sort of good position. I mean, she may be casting this way. I don't really know. It's white to move, though. What do we do now? I had this position with black a few times. Really? Watch and learn. You can learn some ideas from what's about to happen here, curious chimpanzee. Okay, it's white to move. What do we do? White to move, chat. By the way, while we're in here too, this is called 3 OTB. I meant to say this in the beginning. Should have said it. 3 OTB. I mean, 3 brilliant moves over the board. I had 3 of them. 3 in one game. 3 brilliant moves over the board. Let's see what happens here. White to move. My reserves are very with it. Okay. Probably activate the rook on h1. Absolutely, right? Absolutely activate the rook on h1. It makes total sense. You should put the rook on h1. e5, okay. Rook e1, rook he1, okay. Pawn e5. Makes total sense, right? When you can put a rook on h1, you play g4. You know what I'm saying? It's very simple. It's very simple. You play g4, right? So now, with this, and the reason why I play g4 here, right, is because after knight takes g4, then I can play a rook g1. I don't have to commit the rook yet. It's the whole thing about committing the rook. You have to be very, very, actually, my coach says this, is you need to take more responsibility in your moves. Now, of course, it is very hard to do this, even like, you know, even as I know this, I still make mistakes, right? But it is, you have to make more take more responsibility. I can just easily go rook h to e1, which it is a move here. It is a move. Right, but I like g4 because it's the fact that if you do take, I now have attacking chances. And your king definitely not going this way. And going this way could be risky too. With a rook on g7, f7's loose, which means e6 is loose. I'm still going to play f5 and try to bully these pawns as well. Your queen is here. I mean, this is very bad for white. Very, very bad, right? You can win a pawn. Exactly, I can win the pawn back on g7. That was my whole idea, Mr. AL. So after I played g4, right, here it goes. She plays, y'all ready for this? She plays rook b8. Rook b8. Okay. After rook b8, I was like, what is going on? Because I thought this was just completely winning. And in fact, the engine agrees as well. But it is white to move, and it's time to get to it. Oh yeah, rook b8. This was definitely not the move. Rook b8 is going to lead to mate. It's white to move, chat. What do you do? G5, G5, and a G5. A G5 and another G5. Rook B8 is the move we hate, says Delicted. Send them. G5, absolutely, guys. It's G5, right? G5. Turbo says F5. G5 is what we wanted. This is what we wanted, right? So she takes once, opens the file. She takes once, obviously, right? Takes, and then she moves the knight to G4. Okay, after the knight goes to G4, not really attacking anything. The knight can go back to E5 to help defend. But it is now white to move again, guys. What do we do? So we got, yeah, okay, cool story, bro. Yeah, G4, G5, you got in. What do you do now? What do you do now? If F5, then E5, right? H4, okay, so we got some H4 action. We got G6 from Wicked Pupil. Variance 03, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Serious Biz in the building with G6. Another G6. Queen F4, G6. Very nice. Chess Brainiac says G6, GG, yo. What's good, Canty? What up, big fella? Start looking at ideas, sacking on E6. And the answer is G6! Let's go! Ah! Ah! Absolutely, G6, big boy move from a big fella. Boss performance, my guy, appreciate it. Chess Brainiac, we covering the games right now and just showing some of the stuff that happened. I would ask for a draw to make sure. Wow, you would do that. You know what? When she accepted, then you looking crazy because she accepted your draw, and now you gotta end the game because you offered it like that. You did that, breaking the wall down to the king. Exactly. G6 always a nice move when you Got a bishop on a diagonal. Exactly, right? Exactly, right? Yeah. So g6. I played g6, and obviously taking it is just going to be wide open for the king. She doesn't take it, but this is obvious, guys. I can take with the knight or the bishop. I'm going to take with the knight because I want to keep the king in the center. And look at the light square weaknesses, and you lose a light square bishop. This is a disaster for black, right? A disaster. So what about rook d to f1? Rook d to f1 probably still does something. Let me turn the engine on. Engine says, wow, believe it or not, equal. After 95, because now I defend and you can't go g6 anymore. Ouch, Extronic. Extronic. Hello, big fella. Where did your attack go? And then I got knight c4 for the score. Lock it down real quick, right? Then when g6 happens, I takes, and this e6 pawn is not hanging anymore. And then when you take, I'm going to take with the pawn, and then I'm going to open up the file with a smile. Let's work. You in trouble. You in trouble. This is how Najdorf can easily flip on you, right? And I've known this because I like to play it from both sides. But, okay, so after g6 happens, after the g6 move here, right, it's important to play with energy in the Najdorf. Correct from both sides, NJ. From both sides, right? And what's funny here is after g6, where was the move at? There was something that's missing. Something I was like, there's something wrong here. I think it was actually here. No, maybe it was, no, it was after the rook got to, no, wait, was it? It might have been here. It's right here. It's right here. Here's an important idea that is very important that I play from even from the black side. Right here, white can play b4, believe it or not. And I actually looked at this. I looked at this myself because I know this idea because I study a lot of chess, like a lot of deep theory. And b4 is a move. And I was like, I wonder if she knows this idea. What do I mean by that? b4, it looks crazy. I just take it because I will. But then black goes a5. a5. Oh my goodness, right? This is amazing. Now, luckily I have the pieces in the right order that this actually doesn't work because I just get too much material. I also have like knight b5s, like I got all kinds of stuff. And look at this. This is a line I calculated that if this happened, yeah, if b5, then a4. And if I take on a4 with anything, bishop takes, knight takes e4. Look at this energy. Like, where did this come from? And then rook takes a4. Like, bro, what? Right? So you have to be careful. You have to be very careful. And I saw this line and I was like, I wonder if she's going to play this. And if this happened, I was like, if she plays a5, I might have to go for this. Which way, if I go here, then she could take. She could actually, like, I thought that she could move the queen. I calculated all of this. And then I calculated this, and this. Oops, sorry. It's not that. Let's hit that one time. Yeah. Yeah, none of those. So here, right, takes. And I saw this. This is where my calculation stopped. And I was like, I should be fine here. Engine agrees that white's winning. Here, I mean, because you got the activity. I got your rooks aren't connected yet. I still could do this, but I saw like kind of this. And I was like, she could go for this, but I still think I'm better. And the engine thinks it's like plus 2.5. So, okay. But I was like, yeah, this could get spicy. She didn't go for it. And maybe she could. Maybe she saw it, but she didn't do it. She played rook b8. I go g5. We get to this position. I go g6. She goes queen to c8. At this moment, I knew that this was going to be a rapster. Send the stretcher to the address on file. Okay, it's white to move, chat. Now, you need to do this right? You know, you need to do this right, to be honest. How do we do this? Precise. Remember, we went through the Jedi Russian tactics. You remember watching the YouTube videos, right? Jedi Russian tactics, right? All the stuff we went over, tournament guidebook, right? Okay, you know, everything we done went through, chess fundamentals, you know what I'm saying? What do we do? G takes f7 from chess, Brainiac, take the pawn with check, 100%. That's the easy move to make, boom. If you got that, clap yourself, you know, clap your hands, pat yourself on the back, there it is, right? Queen f4 was no good there. I mean, pawn takes was good because it just exposes the king. And then she surprises me, actually. She plays king f8. I was like, dang. I actually thought she had to take this. But obviously she doesn't. I mean, I thought king d8 was a move, but I was like, well, king d8. But she played king f8. I was like, bro, why didn't I see this for something? Like, what the heck is this? But she played king f8. So she plays king f8. Now, what's the next move, chat? What is the next move? What is the next move? What is the next move here? Probably best move, right? Yo, Mac with the 8Ps. Killing it out there next week, or there this week. Norm's on the way. Thank you, oh Mac. I appreciate you. Thanks for the 8 months, bro. Good to see ya. What do we do here, chat? White to move, right? This isn't that clear yet, right? How do you get to the king? How do you get to the king? Rook H to G1, rooks to the middle. Resign T3 is gross. Yeah, you have to think about this. The king is actually what we call the umbrella pawn. This pawn is actually defending his game. So if we, I mean, it's shielded. She's shielded behind it. Interesting, right? Bishop takes E6. Knight takes E6. So we have some captures on E6 and something on G1 and Queen G2. Right. So here, best move, engine says Rook D to F. Second move, Rook H to G. Third is E5. I don't know what that even do. Whoa. And there's some stuff in here that I was like, I didn't even see that. The engine will always give you something you have never seen in your life. And it's amazing to even see. Some of these games I haven't even fully analyzed myself yet. Right? Like this one I did, but a few other ones I haven't even looked at the engine yet with. So it's going to be nice to check it with you guys. But here it is. Okay. Rook H to G1 was the move that I played. I played that. I played Rook H to G1 because it hits the knight. I'm a big fan of threats, especially when you have initiative. What's initiative? Initiative equals time and activity. So I have the time, I have the activity, right? My active pieces. I'm gaining time, tempo, knight, hanging. Cool. Okay, yeah, that's right, because he's working off, bro. Right, so after knight moves, right, I keep the tempo. Boom, Queen G2, hitting mate. Hitting mate here. There's some problems, right? There's some problems here. If bishop F6, I'm about to go Rook D to F1. Hit this bishop. If Rook H7, I take it anyway. Oh my God. Wow. Big fella. Oh my goodness. I was ready for all this. Queen G8, absolutely. Let's finish it out. Boom. Hitting. Knight F5. Oh my goodness. This is a family channel. Oh my goodness. I was ready for all this. King takes. Knight D5. And then I can do anything here, right? Anything here. I can even make it a knight, guys. Imagine this being on the board with a knight. You know what I'm saying, dog? A knight. Do you understand that? Like, that would have been great. But that didn't happen. That didn't happen. It didn't happen. But what did happen was after Queen G2, I hit the mate and Rook H7. Jeez, right? I know, Marie. Oh, yeah, let me fix this. Sorry, got it. Yeah, exclaim. Yeah, so Rook H7 defense. Now, I did get three brilliant moves from chess.com on this. So they gave me three, and I'm going to tell you what they were. So after Rook H7, she defends, which I saw here. Now, here it is. I go Knight C to E2, which is really cool because I'm thinking to myself, how did I find this move? Well, how do I get to the king? What do I need? Where's the weaknesses? This is weak, and this square is weak. What do you probably want to do? Well, you probably want to move this knight because it's probably your best piece. You probably want to go here. So if you move this knight, well, that's going to leave G6 wide open. So that actually means I want to go around this way and go here and get the knight here, or at least be in range because it's also hitting E6, which is now a triple threat on E6 with the knight being on G6 as well because the knight has to stay here to cover. They're like Rook takes H2 after Rook H to G1. That's actually a great question, Purple Mustache. He's right. Let's go back. Look at this. Purple Mustache said, there's a rook takes. I actually sacked the pawn here. Guys, what happens after you sack the pawn? Can anybody find the line? I calculated a nasty line here where she's in trouble if she takes. She's hitting my queen. She's hitting my queen. There you go, Kaligami. Follow along with the games with Sun. Yeah, right. It might have happened, Max. Jeez. Right. She's hitting my queen. So what do I do about this? I saw this and I'm like, let's see if she's going to take the pawn. If she takes the pawn, there's a lot of counterplay about to happen for white. Queen F4. Queen takes H2, king takes Rook H1. All right, so they're saying this, sack and go for it. Queen F4s. Another one for the F4 square. Interesting, very nice. Very nice. All right, so you have Queen F4, and Queen F4 is not the move. 100% premium Cambodian. It is gross. And after E5, in fact, it's equal. Believe it or not, it is now equal after E5. And he hits you with a move, GG. I mean, it's not GG, but like, come on, are you kidding me? What happened, right? Like, not a bishop's defending the knight. You can't take the rook, and you just got forked. Like, you can't do anything. In fact, the engine says it's equal because you can go here, but like, this is crazy. Like, you just moved your queen from here to here to here. Like, that don't look good. The move, though, that does it is Queen D3. By the way, Queen takes H2 is still 100% premium. Garbo. Absolutely. Yeah, it does not work. You are giving up the queen. But Queen D3 is the best. And this is what I saw because my instant move is going to be Queen to G3 now. I'm also attacking the knight right now. I'm attacking the knight right now, right? And if e5 happened, right after e5, I had knight f5. I was just going to block this connection like this. Knight f5, boom. So now I have this, right? This knight's hanging, and I'm still got queen g3 hitting the rook and g7 with mate. I had all this going on. What's wrong with queen e1? Well, queen e1, actually, maybe queen e1 works, but I didn't like the fact that he can block me. He also has like bishop h4, which I didn't like this. I calculated bishop h4, and I was like, I didn't like this. And then I have to go like queen f1 and then rook f2. And like, this is just strange. Luckily, I can get out, but it's just weird. It's very weird. And if you miscalculate that, like it's very weird. So I was like, this is just easy to just go queen d3 and queen g3. And I'm attacking the knight and the rook, and even play knight f5 to block the connection if e5 happens. So it was just better. That gives black some activity. Exactly. You don't want to give him as much activity if you don't have to. But she didn't take it. That was a great question. So rook h to g1, knight e5. I go queen g2. She goes rook h7. I bring the knight around, bringing the knight around town. And then here it goes. She goes with a nice move here, guys. Look at this move right here. g5. Woo! Boy, she can push. She finds some resources. That's a resourceful move, dog. That's very resourceful. She like gets the rook active, also stopping, like it's defended by the bishop, which I can't get to. Bro, g5 is a move, my guy. It's a move. But are you paying attention here? White's a move. Chess Brainiac says, it doesn't stop knight f4. You still play knight f4, says Chess Brainiac. Rook d to f1. Okay, we have knight f4. Rook d to f1. Somebody says knight f4. Okay, guys. All right. Y'all ready for this? Here's brilliant move number 1. Engine says, knight f4! Oh my goodness! Chess Brainiac was right. That's right, Steve Shoot Sundays was good. Knight f4. That was the first brilliant move that chess.com gave me. Knight f4. Right? Obviously, if you take, there's mate. I'm also hitting e6. Again, I wanted to go here anyway, so I did it. Brilliant move number 1. Hitting e6. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful here, right? Do it anyway, right? So she goes rook h6. Nice defense. Still g5's defended. All this is good. Brilliant move number 2 is what, chat? What is brilliant move number 2? I think these were all back to back, and I'm going to show you guys in a minute. I'm going to show you guys in a minute what it is. H4, 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 96. 96. Okay. I see y'all, chat. Let's see y'all. She's a very strong FIDE Master, guys. FM 2284. Super strong, 2300 plus. Young, too. She's strong here. She's finding resources. Gotta be careful. H4. Yeah, she's like, yeah, this is the last tournament. Lionel Carter, what up, bro? This is the tournament I just played from in Charlotte. H4, okay. In fact, move number 1 is H4, guys. But here's a brilliant move number 2 is actually this one right here. Rook D to F1. Oh, my goodness. Because I wanted to keep the king at bay. I wanted to keep this king right here. I wanted to not let her king move. Because I was looking at, if I go H4, and then she takes with the king, and let's say, what if she runs away? Let's just say she has a day. She just somehow runs away. I didn't want that to be possible. So I play Rook D to F1 and just say, hey, you can't take because there's still mate. If you take here with your king, I mean, come on now. This is a family channel, right? You can't take this with your king. I mean, maybe you can, but it just does not look right. You can take this with your king. So Rook D to F1, right? Or Rook D to F1. This is actually, is this the reason was good? Yeah, it was, yeah, exactly, Porks. Yeah, that's why it was good a few moves ago. But this was brilliant move number 2. And then after A5 she plays, now brilliant move number 3 is yours, chat. Now it's H4. Now it's H4. This was back to back. Knight F4, Rook D to F1, H4. 3 moves over the board. Brilliance. Right? H4. Look at this move, guys. This is a nasty move. If pawn takes, first off, if pawn takes, we obviously have mate. Obviously, we have mate. Right. Okay. And then you said, can't you go knight H6? Wow. Can't you go knight H? Let me see if I can get the knight over there. Let me just see if I can get the knight H6. Oh, it don't go there. Bruh. Dang. 6 pieces pointing at the king, only 3 defending, not good. Yeah. No knight can legally go H6. Yeah, no, it's kind of rough. It's kind of rough. We tried though. We tried it. But H4. So the problem here is that if rook takes, right? If rook takes, that delivers. Remember, that was defending E6. Can a knight go to E6? Well, not right now because that's defended. You can go to E6, but if you go to E6, you actually it's defended too many times, right? So you're going to give up everything on E6, and you still might be fine. But it's the fact that you did it. It's imprecise. It's not as precise. You're in trouble. That's the horsey move. Exactly. Right. Oh man, right. Okay. Okay, so let's go here. So all right, so after H4, H4, G4. So after the G4 move, oh, this was nasty. This was nasty. Okay, so right here, white to move. The engine gave me something I did not see here. When I looked at this in analysis, I was like, oh my goodness, this is why the engine is like light years better than us. It was amazing. The move here is absolutely bananas. Absolutely bananas. Now I'm gonna tell y'all what I play. Obviously, chat. What are we doing? Okay, what about G4? Pushback. I tried G4. I F3 was goody. Queen takes. Knight D3. I F3. Okay, right. So yeah, here it is, chat. Queen takes G4. Oh my goodness, that's gross. Come on, don't do that. Don't do that here. Like, this is a family channel, bro. Don't even do that. But Knight D3 though. Knight D3 is what I played. Actually, I played Knight D3 because I'm trying to get rid of this knight because I want to take and go for mate. Obviously, this is what I did, which is totally fine. But the engine gives this move as the best move. I was like, what the, bro? Oh my. Yo, I was not looking at this move at all. What the heck is this? I mean, it's the same idea, but it just looks so like bizarre, right? Look at that move, bro. It's still pinned, right? It's a bizarre move. Knight F3 here is insane. That's gross, right? I was like, dang, bro, because I kept looking like Knight F3. It looks so much cooler, right? I played Knight D3. This was move number 2. It's easy. You take on E5. Right, and if she takes, no matter what happens, if she moves the knight, we take G4 first, because mate's more important than the knight, obviously, right? Anywhere the knight moves doesn't really matter. You take on G6 or G4. And if the knight doesn't move, even if you go A4 or B4, I'm going to take the knight, don't care what you do next, most likely, and then queen takes G4 and mating. This is all we're going for. So after knight D3, she goes rook G6 to defend the pawn. She understands that, right? So I go H5, I attack the rook, making sure the rook can back up. She goes rook F6 now. After rook F6, I take on E5. We take back. I take on G4. She takes on F1. And then she goes bishop C5. And the rest here, I kind of thought, like, when you're winning, guys, this is one thing that happens. You really want to take your time. And this is for people that play tournaments, okay? And if you don't, if you're playing or wanting to, take your time. Because you don't want to get here and I check, right? And then I sat here for a good 30 seconds to a minute just to make sure 3, 4 times, 5 times, that this is going to be a queen. And when she takes this, I'm going to take back with the rook. And I'm going to be up, right? And you have to say this to yourself nice and slow so that you don't mess this up and you'll be on national television looking crazy. So, F8, queen does work, and I did it. I did it, and I take the queen. And then we have a nice little sequence here at the end. Check. You're going to learn the hard way. Exactly, NJ. It's rough. It's rough to learn that way. Right. I check again. And then I find this cool move here. What's good, man? What up, big cactus chess? What's up? Knight F5 check, which is beautiful. I love this. Yeah, check to save the knight. Yeah, this is a cool knight check here. Because obviously bishop takes rook. And I didn't want any checks down here. So she moves. I go queen G6. And then I take and she resigns right here. And we win the game. And we win the game. First round, FM, right? She higher rated by almost 100 points by rating on paper, to be honest. On paper rating, right? But it was, you know, it was a good game. It was a very nice game, right? So for an awesome attack, right? From the beginning here, we got a nice attack out of the opening. It was right into our prep, F4. In fact, they wanted something different, but this was all fine. I'm still following what I studied, which is basically just being very aggressive. These are lines that you're used to. But she failed to actually deal with this G5, G6 idea, which gave me a decisive attack on move 19 here, right? On move 20, I'm already +4, right? So it's crushing. And the end here, you know, 3 brilliant moves. By the way, let me actually show you guys. Let me pull up the analysis and show the 3 brilliant moves. Hold on 1 second. Let me show y'all this game review. Another one. Let's go. Thanks for the 7 months. RG tape, let's go. Thanks for the 7 months. Yeah, here it is, guys. Watch this. Watch this. Boom. 90% accuracy. 3 brilliant moves. 3 in a row, bro. In a row. You see this? Knight F4. Brilliant. Rook DF1. Canty. That was brilliant. H4. Canty. You shouldn't have. That was brilliant. All right. 3 brilliants in a row, guys. That's brilliant. It's cool, right? It's cool. Like, I mean, you know, we had the 2 brilliance in a row. We had that game. Now I had a triple brilliancy game. Like, that was freaking great, right? And 90% in this game. Super cool. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This was round 1. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. We will do round 2 tomorrow all the way through the other rounds as well, guys. So see y'all in the next video.